Yeah, everything is fine. Let's see. The sound is recording, so let's start. So as promised, I did mention in the Telegram group that I want to share my view on what happened and how we could have got a better entry on EURUSD this week. So yeah, the reason why I'm starting on the weekly is because even though I was looking for a short-term buy for NFP, on the weekly I was bearish because of these lows right there, right? And that's the whole narrative behind how we could have gotten on the sell somewhere around there. So fine, this is our weekly bias, well, to the downside, because we have this low as well right there. All right, that's the weekly time frame. You don't need to do much and add colors and all that. So let's go to the daily now. Right now we're gonna go to the daily. Yeah, man, look at this, really beautiful. Anyway, on the daily, what happened, or what I saw when I was looking for a sell, I think it was on Monday, what I saw was that fine, on the weekly we did trade into this zone right there, because I didn't want to see the market breaking above this candle. I wanted to see it find resistance from there and then selling off, right? So since while we were there, then on the daily I started to look for reasons to look for shorts targeting these lows. So what I then saw was that we did break the structure here, right there. We did break the structure. I'll just highlight it in blue so that you can be able to distinguish it from everything that I'll be drawing here. We did break the structure there, and then we were trading into that weekly bearish OB, right, or the supply zone. And then what we did, or what we saw that happened in the market, was that we took out this previous high as well. This was on a Monday. Let's see, I think it started last week. Let's see, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So this was on a Friday. We took this high out on a Friday, and then my objective was to target this low of this daily candle. I won't mention why, but this was my first objective, for me to see that we would obviously go down. I don't even know why I was looking for a buy here, but anyway, after that, this was my whole structure, by the way. This was my whole structure, my biggest structure, regardless of what happened within it. So from there, right, from there, after taking out this high on Friday, we now have a reason to look for shorts. So when this happens on a daily, right, when this happens on a daily, what you do, you go to a lower time frame. What you want to see is that the market will do something like this, will break a structure and then come back. Let's say we create something like that, we create a short term structure, and then we create the stop hunt right there, right? So in here, that's where you should look for your setup, your soul setup, something like that, the QM pattern like that, and then you will look for the sell. So I will show you what happened to me on Monday that led me to negate the sell, and then I'll show you what we could have done to get an entry on this day, because I took a sell on a Monday. I was anticipating it to make a weekly high on Monday and then make a sell-off, but then yeah, no need to be bothered by anything. So let's go to the 4-hour now just to see the price action around this area. But what you need to do when you see a setup like this on the daily, you can easily go to the M15 and then find your setup there, rather than having to go through multiple setups. So another thing which I advocate for is like having a rule of going through time frames, because when you're not experienced enough, you'll just go through every time frame and end up not being able to focus on your whole narrative or your whole reason for going on that time frame. So in this case, let's just go over everything. The time frames, right? The time frames, what happened? The time frames on the weekly, what we got was the bias, right? What we got was the bias, which was a sell, right? And then on the daily, what we got was, I wouldn't say a confirmation, but then a setup. Was a setup where we had a stop hunt which should obviously lead to a sell-off, right? A sell-off, or give us a sell setup in this case. That's what happened here on the daily. So when you need to go, after finding everything in this way, you need to go to the M15. Why the M15? The M15, it's in between, like the 1 hour can, the 1 hour and also the 4 hour can be used as higher time frame, depending on whether you're a day trader or not, a scalper and all that. But in this case, it will just give you a better entry. It's in between a higher time frame and a lower time frame. Yeah, it's in between a higher time frame and a lower time frame, because it would depend on the kind of trader that you are. So if you would prefer to swing trades like this, then it will also accommodate you in looking for entries. No need to go to the M5 and M1, but you can do that once you are more experienced with going through time frames and being able to use the right POIs. So yeah, with this one will be used for entry. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna go there, and the first thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna look at the setup that I had on Monday, and then we're gonna look at the one that happened today here, the one that happened on Wednesday actually. So let's go to the M15. Man, so let's just quickly add the period separator so that you can see the period separators. Oh man, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So for me on Monday, what I wanted to see, right? What I wanted to see, it was actually on the M30, I think. Oh yeah, it was here on the M15, because I used the M5 for entry. What happened was that I was focusing on this candle right there, this one right there, because on the M5 it's a lot more clear. It's a lot more clear as to why I looked for a sell in it. I'm not saying in it because I'm saying isn't it. I'm just saying in it, you know, in it, in the POI. So yeah, it's crazy. So what happened on Monday, I did get in a sell from here, and then we got a move to the downside. I was waiting for it to break the structure here, but it didn't. It came back here and took me out, and then created a small sell-off there, and then it came back above. So this was my first entry, right? This was my only entry to the downside actually. So we're gonna look at what led to price coming back here. We're gonna look at that. So I'm gonna quickly go to another chart. Another chart with a different server, because this one does not show the imbalance that we had around here. So let's just quickly do that. Let's just quickly do that right now. Shit. Yeah, I actually took a break-even loss, because a break-even, it's a trade where you don't take a loss at all, right? You don't make any profit. It's a bit slow. You don't make any profit and you don't make any loss. So going back to what happened here, let's just quickly add the daily swing high, which was taken out. Man. This was the daily high which was taken out. So on the M15, when we go there, we can see that we took it out right here. So this area right here is a stop hunt level, right? This is where we got the stop hunt right there. Shit, what am I doing? And then we got a break of structure right there. Break of structure. I'm actually typing without looking, so I'm not really good yet. So this is where we got the break of structure right there, right? We got the break of structure right there. So fine. What we're gonna look at now, it's the reason for this sell, right? So on Monday we created this high. Tuesday we attempted to take this high out, we failed, and then we broke lower. We even traded below these equal lows that we engineered right around here, right? This was sell side liquidity right there, and then we left this buy side liquidity. So obviously when you have buy side liquidity, you need to have an area where you're going to sell into. So it's either an area where you had an imbalance and or just a clean supply area right above the stop hands. So that's what we had on EU based on this price feed from FXEM, because the other one I think it was on Owanda or something, but it's just going to vary. So let's see. Even still here it's not there, so I don't know what's going on, but then I did see it. I know I'm not crazy, or maybe it was just on my phone. Let's check out other price feeds. Hold on. EURUSD on this one is on the forex.com. Let's just check it out, because I think I did see it. I think I did see a small gap, unless maybe I'm going crazy. Then yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going crazy. It's official. So anyway, I did see an imbalance on my MT4 and IC markets. So what we then saw was that price came back into the zone right there, and then it took out this buy side liquidity right there. This buy side liquidity right there, and then made a sell off, right? Let's just quickly check on the M5. I know I'm not going crazy. Am I really going crazy? Man, hold on. I'm going crazy. Oh no. Oh no. I'm going crazy. Let me check on my phone. Don't laugh. But yeah, that's if there's anyone using IC markets, you can also check it on your phone. You'll see you see what I mean. You'll see what I mean, because I did see a small gap right there or whatever. But anyway, by the way, I forgot to tell you something. It's really important, you know. It's really important. Subscribe. Man, I am going crazy. I don't know where I saw it, but I remember seeing it. We had an imbalance somewhere around there. I guess I'm going crazy then. Shit. I am going crazy. So let's just say that there was an imbalance right there, or maybe you decided to take the sell based on the open of this candle, right? Based on the open of this candle. So how that would have looked like would be that you took out this buy side liquidity into the supply zone right there. And also another way to look at it is that you had an SMS, right? You had a break of structure here, and then what you also had was that fine after you had this higher low here. After making this new high, you then traded lower to break the structure, but within this whole range right there, within this range right there, what you had was this SMS right there, this one, right? So we usually look at the last up candle with an SMS setup, which is like this. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a long time, so I know this one might be like not a good of a video, but then it's all good. It's okay. I'll get better in time. So yeah, let's get to 10k, man. Share the video, do whatever you want. Like, man, let's go. Let's do it in 3 months. So yeah, let's say that you decided to use the open of this candle, like the open of this up candle right there, as your entry. So how it would have looked like you would have entered there. So let me check the stop. If it's within 10 pips, then it's still good. So 6 pip SL, and then you got your entry right there. But I swear I did see an imbalance right there. I remember seeing an imbalance right there, but it's all good. It's all good. Then your entry would have been like that. And you go to the M30. Let's see what happened. 1 hour. And this is your sell side liquidity right there. We just tapped into it right now. We just tapped into it right now, so that would have been your entry on EURUSD. And let me just screen print this so that I would have it as my thumbnail. So how much is it? 1:22. So if we had we saw the setup right there, I wasn't available anyway, so had we saw the setup, this is how I possibly could have entered it. But I remember seeing an imbalance, but it's all good though. Yeah, so we'll see what will happen next week. So let me just quickly remove this and highlight what I'm seeing at the moment. I'm not saying that it would come back here, it might not, it doesn't have to. So it doesn't have to come back there. Yeah man, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. It's free. What the hell? I'm crazy. I'm honestly crazy. Don't want to lie. Maybe we might see something like that. Who knows? And then a sell off. But it's just a setup right now. As it is, it's just a setup. So yeah, with all that said, I'll see you guys on another one. I'm out. Peace.